So, good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back again, and I am sweating like a pig. Dear oh dear, it is way too hot here today, and it's not good ideas walking around in this heat, especially up and down hills. But it is what it is. It had to be done, and here we are. I'm live with rants in 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So keep your eyes peeled for that. It'll actually divert us straight there afterwards. So yeah, make sure you come and tune in for that one. And big up to everybody inside. But obviously, we are going to talk about Jadon Sancho. Make sure you are sticking a like on this video. Make sure you're subscribing as well. The subs are flying on this channel. So big up to every single one of you lot that has subscribed already. I do appreciate it. We're nearly on 20,500, about 140 away. So big up to all of you lot. And yeah, we're going to talk about Jadon Sancho. It's all kicking off, isn't it? Another statement from Manchester United. Man United have actually issued personally from the official Man United website. In the last couple of weeks, they have issued 5 statements. That's without the players issuing statements. It's literally statement FC. It's actually insane when you deep how many statements they're putting out there. You've got Anthony putting a statement out there. You've got Jadon Sancho putting a statement out there. Harry Maguire's statement when he, well, the other day, well, it wasn't really a statement. It was more of an interview. But he did put a statement out to say that he's no longer captain of the club. His mum obviously issuing a statement. We've got 3 different women issuing statements about Anthony. And then obviously Man United's 5 official statements from the club. It is actually mad. It is actually insane how dusted that football club is. Yeah, and do you know what? I've seen a lot of people saying this wouldn't happen under Fergie and this and that. And in a way, they're probably right. But it's different now. Football's nowhere... Like Fergie would not last for long in this era of football as a football manager, doing what he was doing back in the day, because these footballers are too soft. Yeah, real talk. Like he literally, Fergie got rid of Roy Keane over doing an interview on MUTV, kicked him out of the football club. Yeah, this was their captain, their leader, their messiah, one of their best players. Said no, that don't roll at this football club. See you later. Yeah, Beckham got kicked out for being too much of a celebrity and funky haircuts, and I've froze already. This is going well, isn't it? This is going extremely well. Yeah, Fergie wouldn't have signed him. Fergie probably wouldn't have signed Sancho, if I'm being honest. Kick Jap's damn out as well. Exactly. Right, let me sort this Mac out. I'll still be yapping. Swear, I can't wait for some colder weather. I know that sounds ridiculous because a lot of you are probably freezing your bollocks off, or it's raining or something, but honestly, this is too hot, man. It's touching 39 degrees. It's like 37, 38 degrees. It's like nearly 40, man. It's mad. It's actually peak. And my apartment is probably touching 50 today. It's literally like a sauna. And when I went out, it was colder outside than it is inside. Then when I walked back in this front door, it was literally a heat wave. It's unbearable, man, especially at night time, because it doesn't really drop the temperature so much. Like my pal lives in Seville. And in Seville, the temperature drops like quite a lot, like 20 degrees. It'll drop overnight from the daytime. But here it'll drop like 6 or 7. So you don't really get that big drop. And it is unbearable, man. Honestly, I have to literally wash my bed sheets and change my bed sheets literally every day because I just wake up in a pool of sweat, which I'm sure you didn't want to hear, but there we go. It is what it is. Please do a long stream. Unfortunately, I can't, mate. I did want to do this 45 minutes ago, but unfortunately, I did have to pop out and I couldn't get out of it. It had to be now or never. So I had to do something. So yeah, it is what it is. And that's why we're starting late. And I'm on with rants in 20 minutes. So yeah, man. Yeah, different era. Exactly, Ian. It's a different era. The thing is, like, it always seems like it's Man United this is happening to at the minute. Obviously, we've had the Greenwood situation, the Anthony situation, Harry Maguire now, and obviously Jadon Sancho as well. And it's mad. Man said you need to change it. It's not even my Mac that's the issue. It's the heat, bro. Yeah, this don't happen in any other month apart from middle of August to mid to end of September. And it's genuinely just because it is so hot. I'm sitting here, mate, in shorts, and I am literally sweating. I'm sitting in shorts and t-shirt, and I am sweating. I've got a fan on. I've got my aircon on. It's unbearable, mate. And I've still got another 2 streams after this. I'm not moaning. I do like doing what I'm doing. But yeah, it is a different era. And the thing is, like, you only see this happening at Man United at the moment, which is weird because Man United, used to try and keep things as much in-house as possible when Fergie was there. But again, that comes back to it's a different era. Social media is now involved. You know, players can search and look at everything and see what everyone's saying, whereas before, players never really got to hear what the fans were saying unless it was on a match day or whether they bumped into them. It was always through the journalists. And then since that era, the journalists are now in the back pocket of the football clubs, because these football clubs very quickly realised that they can con the whole world and they can con their fan base by using PR. Yeah, so now instead of going against the journalism and going against the journalists, what they've done is they've given them access into the football club and said, right, you can come in. Yes, they used to do press conferences before, I know that, but they used to challenge them a lot harder than they do now. Yeah, now it's just a jolly up with their pals. All the journalists going, oh, we're all going up to meet up at Old Trafford today, and then we're going to go over to the blue half of Manchester and interview Pep. Like, it's all the jolly up, mate. It's all the jolly up. Jobs for the boys, tea and biscuits for the boys. Yeah, none of them are journalists. Yeah, journalists are supposed to get information out of you, and they're supposed to be the link, especially sports journalism. They're supposed to be the link between the fan and the football club and vice versa. But they're not. They're literally working on behalf of the football club indirectly, whether it be for Football London, Goal.com, TalkSport, whatever it may be. Yeah, them TalkSport journalists, what's his name? Ian Abraham. Some of the dumb shit that guy comes out with in Arsenal press conferences is just ridiculous. Like, it's mad. And I look at it and I just think, like, these football clubs have got very, very quickly cottoned on to this social media world, and they know exactly how to finesse people. Yeah, the problem is what the bad side of that is you get people like Jadon Sancho. They can now just come out and go, yeah, bollocks to you, mate. I'm writing my own tweet, or I'm writing my own Insta post, or I'm just going to say what I want. Yeah, and obviously he's been told to delete that. He has deleted it, but now he's being told he's training on his own, away from the group. Yeah, so, you know, Ten Hag's done his press conference today and said that there's certain standards that need to be upheld at the football club, which is cool. I understand. It's Man United. You have to have some level of standard. But he's a complete hypocrite, the guy, because in 1 minute he's saying there needs to be standards, but then the next breath he's treating everyone different. You know, look at the way he treated David De Gea and Ronaldo. Totally different to how he's treating Jadon Sancho. Like, it just makes me laugh. It honestly does. And like Harry Maguire, he spoke about Harry Maguire again today. Yeah, and he said that he's a great professional, he's a really good player, and we're happy that he's here and this and that. I'm kind of paraphrasing, but along them sort of lines. And you know, it's unacceptable what's happening to him. Well, sorry, mate. If any decent journalist, actual journalist, instead of media lovey little puppies, yes, oh yes, sitting there, puppy dog eyes for the manager, one of them would have actually had a bit of balls and said, well, hold on a minute. There is previous with Harry Maguire. Yeah, there's actually previous with Jadon Sancho. He turned up late multiple times at Dortmund. He turned up late multiple times for England, apparently, as well. Under 21s, I think. So he has got previous for turning up late. I see something the other day with Sancho. It's, when I was on with Terry shared it, and he said that Sancho's been put on a totally different regime, a totally different program, and because of him turning up late all the time, yeah, multiple times turning up late, they've made him come in an hour earlier than the group. So let me get this straight. You're supposed to be here at 9, Jadon. Yeah, you're supposed to be here at 9. But you're turning up at 10. So we'll make you come in at 8 instead. Well, if you ain't turning up at 9, what makes you think he's turning up at 8? It's like, come on. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Listen, if the player is turning up late for training, rightly so, he should be docked for that. Whether that be game time, whether that be not sat in a squad, whether that should be monetary, whatever it may be. And if it does keep persisting, then obviously you've got to figure something out. And yeah, I understand that. But then Sancho's coming out, basically, there's reports doing the rounds from all these puppet journalists that are now saying, and this is where I don't believe half of the crap they say, but it does, this cuts deeper than just turning up for training, in my opinion. But at the same time, right, they're now saying that he's saying Ten Hag's treating the rest of the group differently because he's not the only one who's turning up late for training. Other players are turning up late for training, but they're still allowed to play and they're not getting any sanctions on them. So Man United's a mess. All I take out of all of this is Man United is an actual mess. And Jadon Sancho has probably kicked his last ball for Man United. And I don't think we'll see him again. He's on a separate training program now. He's away from the group, and he's probably just going to be cast aside until January, and then they'll probably look to bin him. And the fact that he's nicking 350 grand a week as their top earner is maybe. And listen, Ten Hag's got a track record since he's got there of getting rid of every top earner. He's wiped 2 million quid off the wage bill since he's got there. 2 million a week. That's 100 million a year. He has just saved them Glazers. So I just look at it and I think, yes, he's probably trying to stamp some level of authority. Of course, he has to have some level of respect. The players have to respect him. Otherwise, it's a free-for-all. But it just sounds like it's a free-for-all with all the stuff that's coming out. It just seems like everyone's just doing what they're doing. And it don't really matter. Yeah, Kasabi next. He's got rid of Ronaldo. Whether you agree with Ronaldo being washed up or not is irrelevant. Ronaldo, up front, scored 18 goals, was it? Cool, they got rid of him. Not for me, Ten Hag saying. But it took until he actually did an interview saying that he doesn't respect the manager. Yeah? And then he gets him out of the club. You know, he was trying to... And the thing is, I don't rate Ronaldo as highly as a lot of people in this chat, right? But Ronaldo's a petulant little child at times. It's all about me, me, me. When he's coming off, he's throwing his bottle down, he's throwing his jacket down, he's sitting there sulking. But I rate that. I rate that side of the game. Yeah, because nobody should be happy they're getting substituted. Not one single footballer on this planet should be happy when they're getting subbed. No matter how crap their performance is, they should want to stay on that pitch and rectify it. Yeah, so a lot of things I don't like about Ronaldo. Yeah, it's funny watching him have meltdowns on the pitch here and there. But when you get substituted, you should be pissed off. You should be upset. You should show some level of emotion. Yeah, and I like it when a footballer does that. But again, he got him out the football club. There's $500,000 off the wage bill. Next, David De Gea gets him out the football club. And do you know what was mad with the David De Gea one? The fact that they longed it all the way down until his contract ran out. He was then a free agent. I think he went and married his then fiance. And then it comes out that he's leaving the football club. So it was after his contract ran out that they then announced he's leaving the football club. And it's like, this guy's been at your club for about 12 years. Have a bit of respect for him, mate. Come on. Like, he's helped you win stuff along the way. And you've just longed it out. And listen, it's a marriage. You have a contract and all of this. I get it. But when a player's played for your club for that long and been a decent player for your club for a long time and was, well, he got the golden glove. I'm not saying he was great last season because he was far from great. You know, shipping 7 here, shipping 6 there, calamity against Sevilla, some of the shots at him near post. He was washed. He has to leave. I get it. But the way they did it, that ain't decent at all. That ain't a good look. Yeah, and then you've got Ronaldo, one of the biggest names, if not the biggest name in football. You could argue either way. Being on Piers Morgan, that is not a good look. Saying, yeah, the manager don't respect me, I don't respect the manager, blah, 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 blah. Then you allow David De Gea to run his contract all the way down, which is cool. You want him to go. In fact, they actually wanted him to stay on less money. He didn't want to do that. But then they've let it run all the way down. He leaves the football club legally, no contract anymore. He gets married. I think he was in Spain or Ibiza or somewhere. And then they announce a week later that he's leaving the football club. This is 2 of the biggest names in football for the last 10, 15 years. And now you've got Jadon Sancho, who's either taking the piss or something else has happened. Me personally, I think it's probably a bit of both. Yeah, I think that he has been turning up late for training. He's got previous to doing that. Yeah, turning up late for training shouldn't be acceptable. We see it with Aubameyang. Aubameyang turned up late for the North London derby. Turned up late for the North London derby. Embarrassing. Rashford turned up late, 5 minutes late. Yeah, was put on the bench against Watford. I think he came on and scored against Watford. But this is where I have an issue with Ten Hag, right? Because it doesn't matter whether you're 5 minutes late or 55 minutes late, you're still late. So when Terry was saying to me the other day, yeah, but what if you're 50 minutes late? It's not the same as 5 minutes. No, in terms of time, it's not. But it's still the principle. You are late. So Rashford's punishment for being 5 minutes late was sitting on the bench and then being allowed to come on and score the goal. But Sancho's apparently late and not doing stuff in training that he should be, apparently, and he's banished from the club. Like, make it make sense. There's more to this than meets the eye, I'm telling you, and it will come out. It was Wolves, sorry, my bad, not Watford. I knew it would come with a W. But yeah, make it make sense, because I just look at this and I think this is a bit of double standards here. Like, I know every player's different. Every player's got a different mindset. Every player's got Rashford said that he was 5 late, bro. He said it's Gary Neville. He said he was 5 late. He said it with Gary Neville on the overlap, I think. I think it was the overlap, he said it. But he definitely said he was 5. But anyway, either way, yeah, Sancho is a repeat offender. I totally agree. Yeah, this guy has definitely got previous, but I do also think that there's more in this than just turning up late for training, because you're not just going to out a 70 million quid footballer on 300 odd grand a week for turning up once, twice, 3 times a week late for training. Let's say he is turning up 3 times out of 6 late. You're not going to get rid of a player that you've invested over 100 million quid in terms of wages and fee just because he's turning up late. Surely you wouldn't do that, right? You'd find other ways. Yeah, you'd fine him. Yeah, I think it was Troy Deeney. I think it was Troy Deeney said it, that anyone who turned up late, they had to put the money, and I think it was like 10 quid or 100 quid per minute you were late or something, and they had to put that in the pot for the Christmas fund. Yeah, there's ways of doing lateness. I turn up late every day. And like Tone says, come on, Tone, lateness is greatness. I'm late for everything. I'm late for everything. There's genuinely people out there that are like that. I'm like that. If you want me on time, don't invite me. Yeah, I say this to absolutely everybody. If you want me there at 6, I ain't coming at 6. You want me there at 7, I ain't getting there at 7. I'll get there when I get there. That's just how I am. Yeah, people see that as disrespectful. It's just how I am. I've never been on time for anything. The only thing in fact, I was very nearly late for the flight back to Spain. Yeah, because Luton Airport, I went down the wrong terminal. Well, not terminal. Well, it was the terminal, but I went down to the wrong gate, and then I had to leg it all the way through Luton. Crazy. And then I got the round of applause when I got on the plane. But at the end of the day, I think there's more in this. I think that this has been an ongoing issue, maybe with the lateness. Yeah, maybe with the lateness. But then I think that he's probably had enough of not being played and then seeing that absolute waster, Anthony, getting game time and stinking it out week in, week out. And he's probably said, well, why don't I get a go? Yeah, maybe he has been promised to have a go. Maybe he hasn't had that chance. Maybe Ten Hag lied to him. Maybe he is just a complete arsehole. We don't know. Yeah, we don't know. Maybe Sancho is a complete idiot. You know, I'm pretty sure if I was that age, how old is he? 23? And he's been there 2 years. So at 21, you're giving him 350 grand a week. You give me 350 grand a week now, I'll be a complete arsehole. Yeah, let alone when I was 21. And I'm pretty sure that's the same for most people on this planet. You give somebody that much money, that much fame, playing for a massive football club, one of the biggest on the planet, I'm pretty sure that'd change you as well. Yeah, and some people can't hack it. I'm not saying he's one of them, but you never know, he might be. We've seen many, many players down the years not be able to take it, not be able to hack it, not be able to hack the limelight and all of that. Maybe he's just one of them. I don't know. I live in Canada, says Deck. Big up Canadians in the chat, man. I think 25 is hot. 50 in your place is nuts, mate. 25 Celsius. Bro, 25 summer for you lot out there, and it's always snowing. One of my old man's mates lives in Ontario. Big up to you, mate. Appreciate the donation, buddy. But yeah, it's about, I'd say, if I had a thermometer in there, I'd say it's probably touching 50, 48, 47, something like that. Do you think Sancho is United's best attacker, Lee? In terms of output, no. Wait, big up Sergio, man. Big up Sergio. Long time, brother. Hope you're well, man. Hope you are well. Hope the family's good, buddy. But Chike, no, in terms of output, you'd have to say Rashford. But in terms of footballing ability, in terms of skill set, Rashford's just a pace merchant that can strike a ball half sensible. Yeah, that's it. He ain't got no hold-up play. He can't win headers. Yeah, he's limp. He jumps out of tackles. Can't dribble. Yeah, Anthony's only got 1 foot. Jadon Sancho, yeah, he probably is. He probably is. But it doesn't matter how you can have all the ability in the world, mate. If you ain't doing it on the football pitch, then it's irrelevant. Yeah, and you have to do it. You have to do it, mate. And listen, Ten Hag, like, I've met a lot of Dutch people in my life, and there's a lot of Dutch people that come on holiday in this urbanization I live in. Yeah. One thing I can tell you about Dutch people is they don't mince their words, mate. If they don't like you, they're telling you they do not like you. Yeah. To your face. Yeah. Publicly, he's lying through his teeth about Harry Maguire and all these other players. But behind the cameras, I guarantee he's telling Harry Maguire, no, you need to leave the football club, mate. Guarantee he was telling him that all summer. Guarantee it. That's how the Dutch are. They don't muck about. But in front of the cameras, he's going to put on a different thing. And I don't agree with that. I think if you've got something to say, just say it. And if it pisses the player off, tough. They're a paid employee the same as you. And then paid employees could cost you your job, because it's easier to get rid of you than it is to get rid of 20 of them or 25 of them. So why don't you say what you think? Jose Mourinho did it. He called Luke Shaw out constantly. Crazy. I mean, Houston, 98 today. Come on, big up, bro. Big up. Big up to everybody inside. I'm going to have to wrap this up in a couple of minutes, though, because I'm going on with rants immediately afterwards. But yeah, big up to everyone inside, man. It's a shame I couldn't do a little bit longer. I'll do a couple more minutes and they'll bounce. Hold up, Dave's texting me. 1 second. But yeah, it's mad. But this is not going to get resolved anytime soon. This is going to drag on until January. Yeah, and in January, he'll probably go out on loan somewhere. The best advice I could give Jadon Sancho, if he ever stumbles across this stream, yeah, is go back to Dortmund. Go back to Dortmund, mate. Get out of the way. Get out of the limelight. Get out of England. Yeah, and then you might resurrect your career and you might actually end up achieving stuff and kicking on again. Do you know what I mean? Hey, Lee, who do you think is the best DM now? Kimmich, Casemiro, Partey, or Rodri? Also, would you take Goretzka or Kimmich at Arsenal? Goretzka, no chance. No, thank you. Kimmich, definitely I'd take at Arsenal. Out of them ones that you've put on the screen, I'd say Casemiro, mate. I think he's absolutely elite. But you could put them in any order and it'll still look half sensible. I know a lot of people would disregard Partey, but Partey's probably, out of the four, probably the worst. Yeah, Cass, Rodri, Kimmich, Partey, maybe. Big up for the donation, buddy. Appreciate it, man. But listen, there is over 500 people in here. Make sure you are subbing to the channel. Make sure you are liking. Make sure you are sharing. We ain't even got 200 likes yet, so get that done. And it's going to redirect straight to Rance's channel. So make sure you come and check that out right now, people. Bless up. Also, TJ Warren's channel tonight. TJ Warren, type it in on YouTube. I'm on there tonight as well. And Houston, Texas forever. It's been a while, Lee. Hope all is good. I'm extremely well, man. I'm just sweating. Absolutely sweating today, mate. It's too hot. But yeah, man. Big up to you, Sergio, man. Bless you always, man. You've been here since day one, bruv. Day one. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. Love. But listen, I am gone. We're going on to Rance's channel now. So check it out. Lee Raid and all of that. Adios, amigos. Ciao.